And here we are, XM Satellite Radio, ready to broadcast to 2 countries.
Man, that was a
short one today, right?
That was very fast. Oh, you know what happened? We had production to do over at the other place.
Oh, that's why.
That's why.
I didn't, and it was still short.
Jiminy Cricket.
It just felt short today.
I say.
I look at the clock and it's about average. Anyway.
We're just tired.
Hey,
Time to set anything up.
a little program note. Because we're having people show up every day to check out the XM broadcast. We're not going to be here tomorrow. We're doing the Pat Cooper roast, so we got a short day tomorrow. We'll be on from 6 to 9 and then taking the rest of the day off. So just keep that in mind.
Yep.
So you won't be able to check out the XM studio tomorrow. But we'll be open for business on Monday.
Open for business.
Well, it's kind
I
of
like that. Like we're a little family drugstore.
I feel like I'm ready for the Pat Cooper roast. I mean, I got like a bunch of shit, man. Like
Do ya?
6 pages. Yeah, I mean, let's hope.
Yeah.
It's got to be hard. I don't know how you do a roast.
It's fun to do, but the problem is with the Pat Cooper, this is the problem. I know Pat minimally. The other guys I don't really know many of them.
who else is roasting Pat Cooper?
It's weird. It's myself, Greg Fitzsimmons, who there's not that much on. Well, I know Greg. Gilbert Godfrey is roasting him. Artie Lang is one of the roasters. Robert Klein is one of the roasters. Stewie Stone, Dick Capri. Lisa Lampanelli will do very well as the host. She'll fucking kill.
Oh, she's hosting?
Yeah, Lisa's really good. So she'll
a lot of jokes about banging black guys.
Oh, she loves the black cock.
She does too. She really does love black cock. At least she tells the truth about that.
Yeah,
she loves a black dick. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of guys, and the guys on the dais. Trump's on the dais. You know, people will poke fun at him. But there's not a lot of people up there. David Dinkins, maybe, or Al Roker. There's some guys up there you can throw jabs at. But it's not like when we roast Voss or Patrice. It's all my friends. We're stupid. Colin's one of the roasters, too. Colin, I'm sure, will be great. He always comes up with really insightful, funny shit. But there's not many friends of mine up there. There's just Colin and, I guess, Artie Lang. And it's not
But
like
Trump is going to be there?
Yeah, but I don't think he's roasting.
But, people comment on his hair.
Ugh.
How many? Do you have a hair joke for Trump?
But it's not
not the normal one. It's pubic, right? Or ass hair?
No.
I would just talk about his hair and then make it his pubic hair.
Someone's suggesting, why don't you guys broadcast the Pat Cooper roast on 202? First of all, we tried.
Did we?
Yeah, Logan called and said we should freaking put this on the channel, and of course you should, but it's a little more complicated than that.
Why?
And we couldn't get it done. I don't know.
There are rights and things.
so many people.
Yeah,
that
there's
you
so
have
many
to sign off on it.
Celebrities.
Some of the most obvious things you just can't do anymore. I was thinking about that the other day. We went to a roast on Friday after the show.
Oh my God, that's right.
What a complete waste of time.
You didn't have fun?
Now I know why I don't do many of those things.
Yeah.
I mean, now I know why.
Yeah, it was...
Because you do one every once in a while and go, oh yeah, this is why I don't do these.
Yeah.
They suck.
It was...
For us, there was nothing for us to do except, walk on the red carpet, talk to people knowing they're never going to use anything we say, and then sit there in front of 1,400 people and look stupid. That was our job Friday.
Our job was to eat in front of people.
And our job was to bring down the average age of the joint.
Yeah, believe it or not.
Wow.
Just fossils.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they roasted Pat Cooper, and I got to tell you, Jimmy was on the dais. Jimmy performed. Jimmy killed.
I had to go. It was in and out. It was very weird. A weird crowd, man. It was some stuff I did. I was happy with what I wrote. Like, even stuff that didn't work, I was very happy with. I wasn't like, I wish I would have done that different. But Colin had great moments, and then some of Colin's stuff died. But it's like, it's weird. Like, I know when I'm watching other guys, I'm not watching if the stuff is like what the crowd is doing. I don't care what the crowd is doing. That's too big of an audience for a roast. 1,400 people.
1,400 people, and you look around and you just realize none of these people listen to our radio show. None of these people know the younger comedians for the most part. And nothing against Jimmy or anybody else. They're just a much older crowd.
They know the Friars guys. Like, a lot of them know, like, the younger Friars comedians. It is a weird... Like, Lisa Lampanelli hosted.
And she did great, man.
She killed.
Lisa's, I don't think she's ever been on our show, but she did a great job.
Yeah.
And,
She was great.
She was really happy we're there, and we told her she did a great job after the thing. She was amazing.
She was an animal. I like the fact that she went up and she did everything she wanted to do. She was completely brutal. Which to me is what you should be at a roast. That's what a roast is. One comedian's taking apart another comedian. She was vicious, and it was funny.
Yeah, it was just brutal. I mean, it seems they really love that C word.
Yeah.
God bless
the Friars.
But she could take it. It's like that's
apparently.
Well, she could take it and she could dish it out, you know? So
yeah. Apparently she could take it from all the black jokes that are made, the black guy jokes.
We get it. You like black.
Yes,
Yeah.
we get it. You're angry at Dad. But yeah, she was tremendous. Jeff Ross was on. Jeff did very well. But
Yeah.
he did a weird singing thing at the end, which he acknowledged was odd.
Jeffrey Ross.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Ross said something that had Ant and I laughing for the rest of the roast, and it was just it was an improv line. It had nothing to do with his set. Remember when that old guy was trying to find a seat?
Oh God!
You gotta like picture this. It's a ballroom, 1,400 people, and there's one really old guy. He had to be close to 90, just wandering around,
ancient,
near
in
the
his
front.
suit that doesn't fit anymore because they don't make suits for skeletons.
Right, and it's all just round table after round table. So he's trying to figure out where he was sitting.
Just looking all around, confused.
And Jeffrey Ross just started his set, and he just stops his set, and looks at the guy, and he's like, Are you lost, sir? Are you looking for your golf ball?
Okay. You're looking for your golf ball?
And you obviously had to be there because it was a perfect visual.
Oh,
He was just like, where am I? Just,
And you've seen those old guys on the golf course
just
looking
wandering
like
around
that.
looking for their dumb golf ball.
Where's my golf ball? That was really good. And then he had a great set. He's great at those roasts. He could just rip people apart. He knows everybody. And then he decided it would be a good idea to have an accordion player come out and accompany him to a musical number about the guest of honor,
Pat Cooper.
Pat Cooper.
Whose real name is Pasquale. So I think, I could be wrong, he sang some song to the tune of That's Pasquale.
Oh, yeah, he was.
Yeah.
And no one got it because most people don't know that Pat Cooper's real name is Pasquale.
The old people know, but that's about it. And
Let's just put it this way, it bombed.
yeah.
Which was unfortunate because Jeffrey Ross had a great set up to that point.
He even said that.
Really good set.
He goes, because I had the little video camera in there, so I was taping a couple of people, doing some stuff. And he goes, did you get what I did? I go, yeah, I caught some of that. He goes, good. He goes, I want to see that, right up to the part where I start singing.
And who was the other female comic that absolutely got not one laugh?
Michelle something. I think she did a tough time.
She did a 12 to 15 minute set. She didn't get one laugh from 1,400 people. It was so uncomfortable. And Lisa Lampanelli got up there, and what did she say?
She said, wow, that really sucked the funny out of me.
Right. And then she goes, who says that female comics aren't funny?
Lisa,
I mean, this woman just destroyed it again for female comics.
It was such a complete bombing. She got up there, and she got a polite titter at first, and then as every minute went on, and her jokes got worse and worse and more unfunny, people just sat there kind of mumbling and
Where was she from?
all uncomfortable.
I'll tell you what happened. I don't know exactly. She was.
I think she might have been on Last Comic Standing or something like that.
Something like that. She was. She's been around. I think that she was uncomfortable, and it would show she wasn't completely prepared as far as coming up and hammering. And Cooper said something when he was on the other side of the show. He goes, "It's not so much just what you say; you have to look and realize what you can't say." Which at a roast, which means what people have stepped on so much.
Right.
So you're sitting there with your paper. I had 8 pages of stuff because, literally, scratch off.
Yeah. Okay.
Off.
Can't do that.
Yeah.
Can't do that. Right.
Like hey, she likes black guys. You can repeat that theme.
Yeah.
But certain punchlines cannot be repeated.
I saw all you guys just reworking your material right up to the moment they were calling you. That was really interesting to see.
The thing that worked the best for me was stuff that I actually wrote that morning when I got home in between the time I got picked up. I just rewrote a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And that is the stuff that worked the best. It's really weird.
Because you're right, because I noticed somebody said something and it was the exact punchline.
Yeah, you have to watch
and
that.
It was so noticeable. You're just like, oh, okay, I heard that a few minutes ago.
So, and a couple other highlights. I mean, it was cute that he took a few shots at us, but is anyone, trying to get Artie some help? Seriously.
Oh, my God.
It's not even funny anymore. Artie Lang looks horrendous.
Yeah.
And he tried to take a few shots at Ant and I while he was roasting Pat Cooper, and the whole room didn't get it. They were like, yeah, whatever, dude. Why don't you acknowledge Pat Cooper and roast him, not Opie and Anthony? And I'm sitting there like, This doesn't bother me. The guy looks like he's going to die any day, and I'm wondering if his good friends and family are actually helping this guy, or are they going to let him go the way of Chris Farley at this point?
Yeah, he was really bloated and just sweating.
I was
profusely.
amazed how fat he was.
Yeah.
He did
and not in a good way. There are guys that carry their weight. They're fat. They're supposed to be fat guys. He's not supposed to be a fat guy like that. I couldn't believe how big his jaw and his neck was all connected.
It's like a big blubbery thing under his chin that goes down and covers his neck.
I whispered Anthony, I'm like, he looks like a South Park character at this point.
He looked like Cartman.
He looks like Cartman. As remember when Cartman was fat guy?
Oh.
They did that whole fat thing. That's nothing.
He's fatter than that picture.
He looks way worse than that.
Yeah.
So it was cute, Artie, that you took a few shots at us, but is anyone getting you help?
He's got that big bullfrog in heat thing going on under his neck. It's blown up.
He had a funny line about Belzer. He goes, if I want some Coke, I'll have Belzer sneeze in my mouth.
Yeah.
Dude, what's going on with
sniffing
Belzer?
I thought Belzer was high. He was like, every punchline. I think it was a timing thing for Belzer, because he would do a line and then go... I don't think he was Coke. I think that was sometimes the guys...
Was he nervous or something up there?
Not just if something...
He was snorting in air after every line.
It didn't sound like a dry snort, though. It was this snotty kind of sound that went on. Yeah.
It sounded like a timing thing. If something... Because Belzer was kind of... Some stuff worked and other stuff was not working well. And it seems like when something's not working, it's like a timing thing. Like you're doing something just to pace out where the laugh should be.
Yeah, you can almost do like a smirk or a... yeah. But it was after every joke. It was so noticeable.
And then someone observed him leaving the roast halfway through or three-quarters through and then, stumbling down the stairs. What was that about? There seemed to be something going on with him.
I don't know what's going on with the bells.
And then we had to follow, the star of Sergeant Bilko into the room. Through the kitchen. And
Mickey Freeman.
Yeah, what? Mickey Freeman. I tried
Oh.
to figure out how old the guy is. Maybe someone out there could help me because I couldn't find his age on the internet. But Ant and I had to follow him into the big banquet through the kitchen and stuff. We were zigging and zagging like Spinal Tap to try to get to the stage.
Yeah.
And we were behind Mickey Freeman. It was a whole line of everybody that was going up on the dais. And I looked at Ant. I'm like, I think this guy might die on the way.
Yeah, because everyone's doing a pretty good clip to get to the stage pretty quickly through this long kitchen, and he couldn't keep up. I was just looking at his shaking blue hand sticking out of his ill-fitting suit.
Well, we all had to sit in the green room, in order or whatever.
Yeah.
And his row left just as he got there, and he decided to sit down in the empty row. And then one of the guys, the organizers, was like, Mickey, you
have to go.
You have to
Mickey,
go.
And follow them.
And then he's just pointing at his seat and his name like, no, I got to be right here. But it's obvious everyone's leaving at this
What
point.
are you doing?
And then he just starts shuffling toward the dais. There was literally a 30-second gap between the guy that was in front of Mickey Freeman.
Yeah.
Then it was Mickey Freeman, and then it was us and everyone else right behind him.
And we couldn't even get around him.
No.
Because it was too thin and he was weaving. Poor old codger.
It made me want to join the Friars Club, though. I'm going to join the Friars Club. Because you got to respect the fact that that's one of the last places where political correctness is completely ignored.
Oh, yeah.
Those guys, for real, ignore it. And they are exactly, they kind of embrace comedy being what it is, which is at times very brutal.
I did notice one very, very hypocritical thing.
Hold on. What?
Al Roker.
Oh, we did talk about this on the way home.
Al Roker was there. Apparently, he's a friar.
Sure.
Friar Tuck. He's a friar, and there was like Jimmy said, no political correctness going on there. So the N-words being just thrown around in joking fashion, whenever appropriate. With Lisa Lampanelli and her love of black gentlemen, Gilbert Gottfried telling some really funny, horribly racist jokes.
Is it safe to say the N-word was said 20 times during the roast?
By Pat Cooper alone.
Yeah.
When he got up and just went off on a Michael Richards tear.
Oh, right.
He's the only one that made me uncomfortable, actually.
Yeah, by saying it was like, oh, Jesus.
But I think there were about 4 or 5 comedians that used the N-word in their act.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easily.
Absolutely.
Easily. And the whole room was... was fine with it. Michael Spinks was on the dais. He was completely fine with it.
They were laughing.
And Al Roker was completely fine with it.
Sure.
That's what Anthony's getting at.
Jolly Al Roker was just laughing at the jokes. And, excuse me, he was at the forefront of Get Imus off the air for saying nappy-headed hoe. And he was there. He went to the bosses at MSNBC and NBC and said that he wants him removed because there's no place for that kind of language, blah, 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 blah. Well, obviously people know Imus does like a comedy show. Yeah, there's politicians on it and stuff. But for the most part, when they're just bantering amongst themselves, it's comedy. That's what he was doing. I see no difference between that kind of joke, especially something so innocent as what Imus said, compared to what Al Roker sat through and listened to in the roast.
Well, you know what his argument would be.
What?
Well, I mean, believe me, I'm on your side. But it'll be, that's over the airways where anybody can hear it. And he was attacking innocent people who didn't ask to be attacked. If you're at the Friars, you volunteered to be there, and it's a closed room for adults. That would be his argument.
Yeah, and his argument doesn't hold any water because it's that type of language has no place anywhere. Ask Al Roker if that kind of language has a place anywhere in public. Ask him on the Today Show and watch him say, oh, no.
Yeah, there's not one incident.
There's no instance where that could be funny, where the use of that word can actually make people laugh and be funny. He would say no in a second. So, hypocritical Al Roker was there. He was getting fat, by the way. What happened? What happened? You pop a staple, fat boy?
He wanted no part of taking a picture with me either.
Oh, no, huh? Did you try?
I got one.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, and Pat Cooper jumped in, so it was me, Al, and Pat Cooper.
Oh, okay. Oh, no, there were people there. It was like, oh, God. Oof. I don't know how well over my picture of me and Artie Lang is going to go over.
Did you guys take a picture?
Yeah. I was talking to, what was I talking to? I don't even remember, but then Artie came over. I walked over to whoever I was talking to. I don't remember who it was. And a couple of photographers came over. Let me get a picture. Like, okay, so we're kind of standing kind of next to, but not quite, not like the arm around each other picture. I was like, all right, kind of smile. And I go, that'll probably make a website.
Is this after or before?
Before. I go, yeah, that'll probably make a website. And he said something like, yeah, it'll probably get me fired.
Probably will. Or doesn't give a crap about
I thought
it.
that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Why
Whatever.
don't you help the guy that's helping your show? It's obvious he's going to die soon, Howard. Why don't
He'll just get another guy.
you try to take care of somebody else besides yourself for once, you loser?
He'll just get another guy. To Howard, the comic sidekick
Beefcake!
is like Darren Stevens. Doesn't matter who it is. You just throw a new one in.
I actually felt bad that I made fun of, and I shouldn't, it's a comedian's roast, that I made fun of Robert Klein, because I love Robert Klein, and he didn't care, but I just...
Oh, he was getting hammered, though, too.
I felt guilty, like, why would I make fun of a guy who I idolized growing up? But
Robert
what's
Klein.
a roast?
Robert Klein ate it.
No, he did okay. He got some
He
really...
ate it,
he
Jimmy.
had some very funny moments when he was talking about the guy, he had the wrong ethnicity. I thought it was very funny.
Oh, yeah.
But Klein is not a great roaster. He was a great comedian, but he's not a great roaster.
Never liked Robert
No.
Klein. I got to
Really?
tell you. I like a lot of the older guys. But
Way back.
I never got into Robert Klein.
He did I thought one of the best specials ever was Robert Klein at Yale.
Oh, yeah, that was years ago.
Yeah. I taped it off the TV when I was a little kid, and I used to listen to it.
Aw.
He was talking about he did very funny commercials jokes, and one was about I forget which one. It was about a tire company that was really good, and it was always made me laugh how they show the really bad tire company, and then the good one, the guy's dressed in a white coat and he welcomes the customer. Please come in and enjoy the donuts and the prostitutes. It was very funny. Robert Klein made me laugh very hard growing up, and I really did I just, by the way, did a fat Yenta version of telling somebody else's joke. And then the man came in and he goes, "Hello,
Hello, darling."
There's
Lisa Lampanelli ripped him apart pretty good.
Does she?
When he was walking away, she said something about him being completely irrelevant. It was really, really brutal.
Lisa was brutal.
Yeah.
It was fun,
Yeah.
though, man. That's exactly what a roast should be.
She really was great.
Yeah,
she was great.
She was great.
And I sat next to Leroy Neiman, the famed artist who paints in watercolors. That was pointed out many, many times up there. And the whole time, I don't think he really knew where he was. He's like 80 because I looked up his age too. I was just looking up people's ages on the day.
How old they are.
I'm like, man, how old are these people?
Yeah, he's really old.
And
he was sketching people.
He
right?
was sketching the entire time, and I thought that was really interesting. Here's a guy. He's so into, his art, which is drawing and painting and stuff, that he can't stop himself. He just had a bunch of scrap papers in his suit jacket, all sorts of different pens, and he was just sketching every person that went up to the to do their act.
Yeah,
he was sketching you, Jimmy.
I would love to have.
And I wanted to try to get that for you, but I don't know. I thought he would bite my arm off.
He was sitting 2 people away from me. I've seen him quite a few times. I guess I know the stuff he does. Very famous sports painter. That's a fun place, the Fires, man. I really want to join it now after going.
Yeah,
yeah, man. Those guys are old school. They don't crap around with
literally
polite.
Old school, one-room schoolhouse school. Those guys are just ancient.
To allow the N-word to fly around like that, and hey, that's what happens here. Like it or don't.
Whatever you use in your personal life, it seems they're old enough where
there
you
probably
go.
throw that around.
Pat Cooper had a good time, though. He was very gracious, and it was nice to see Pat getting a tribute.
Pat, we were talking about Pat Cooper and how sincere he gets with some stuff that's just ridiculous.
About nonsense, and he'll scream about nothing, and then all of a sudden he'll get really emotional. My father, mouth to God, the man,
mouth to God,
mouth to God. The man was a saint. He would use the bathroom. He wouldn't leave until everything had dissipated. God bless him.
Wouldn't leave a cent in the air. Not a cent.
Respected people, mouth to God. And then 5 minutes later, I left when I was 14 because my father punched me in the jaw.
I had to call the cops on my father.
What are you talking about?
My mother would hit me with wooden spoons. Mouth to God, the woman was a saint. She could make a sauce.
What I wanted to do at the roast, I didn't have time, was actually take audio of him when he was on the show last week on XM and actually just read verbatim certain things he said, because he is completely out of his mind. Like the things he gets mad at. It's like, he's like, they want me to go to California. What, you're up for 12 minutes? F you. F California. It's like, why are you mad at California?
He's saying F the state of California.
That's some anger.
Yeah, it's like, and somebody invited you there, so F them and then F the state? What's the matter with you?
He's insane.
Let's say hi to Tony in Pennsylvania. Tony, what's up?
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Hey, man.
Hey, just a quick question. You said Artie was taking a couple shots at you guys. Was he doing it in good nature, or was he being a dick?
He was taking the shots at us. I mean, it's a roast, so it's
a roast.
It's hard to say, but he was doing a lot of inside stuff because he knew we were up there, basically saying that we don't have the same ratings as David Lee Roth, which is a flat-out lie. Whatever.
As a comic, I can only say, to me, it wasn't. If it was going to be brutal, it would have been brutal. And to me, it wasn't like, it was just shots, but nothing horrible.
I didn't walk away going, oh, well, that mother F.
No, I was more concerned about as far as a human being goes to another human being. I'm like, wow, is anyone getting this guy help? I teased Artie. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah,
how, he's really helped Howard's show, and I'm wondering, Howard, are you going to wake that up and take care of someone else besides yourself and your stupid ego and get this guy some help before he drops dead like Chris Farley?
That's a guy in need of an intervention. Yeah, absolutely.
So it was kind of hard to sit there and take what he was saying seriously, because I'm thinking, wow, this guy is in a really bad place. Because I haven't seen. Well, we ran into him. I don't even know, over a year ago on the street, and he was very nice to me face to face. That's why I laugh at this crap, because then he has to go on Howard's show and kiss his ass. And since that time, and the Pat Cooper roast, it's unbelievable. It's the same effing guy.
Yeah.
It's really unbelievable.
Amazing.
Another person that's just brave on Howard's show, but when it comes to, in person, is the biggest puss out there is Boy Gary.
Oh, yeah.
I was hanging with Colin Quinn, and it was like a circle of us just kind of talking and laughing, and I feel someone coming into the circle, you know what I mean? And it's Boy Gary to say hi to Colin Quinn, but he doesn't know I'm there. And I turned to see Boy Gary. He recognizes that it's me, went holy ass, got really uncomfortable, and no joke, and I swear to God, I'll probably, make believe he punched me in the face on Howard's show, knowing how they lie over there. He ran like a little girl to the other side of the room. Like a little bitch.
Wouldn't even come over?
No, he came
Like
over.
that. Yeah, I mean, he wouldn't even
As soon as
stay.
he realized it was me, because I had my back turned to him, and I was just happening to turn around because I was, checking out the room, whatever. He saw me. He hightailed it to the other side of the room as fast as he could and mumbled something on his breath, like, oh my God. Like, in a major panic.
He was shocked.
In a major panic.
Oh.
All right, we got to take a break.
Jesus.
Uncle Junior was there.
That's a picture from the roast
There you go.
of Artie and Uncle Junior. And Artie, look at under his neck. That is not even human anymore.
Dude, all radio crap aside, I'm being dead serious. I mean, who's getting this guy help? Who's getting this guy help at this point?
Wow.
Is his family stepping in? Are they saying something? Or is friends saying something? Is it not? Is it anyone's place to say something? Like, how does that work? Really, I don't know.
Oh man, it's when you see anybody like a friend or whatever, it's difficult because like there's a line between like, all right, I want to help somebody because I care about somebody, and it's like then you're like, I don't like to be in people's business. That's a tough one, man.
That's why I'm asking. Like, how does that work? You got to just leave it up to the family?
Well, even the family. I mean, there's programs for people to go to who live with alcoholics just because you can't like make people who are partying too much stop. They say like you shouldn't be like on them every 10 seconds. Like don't do that, don't do that. You should almost be like, yeah, go ahead, let them do it unencumbered because the faster any individual hits bottom, the faster they tend to want to do something.
It's like he's storing food in his neck. That's just what it looks like. Like a pelican.
It's bizarre. It's amazing the difference. I mean, I haven't seen him in over a year. Easily. It's like, wow.
Oh, it must be hard to shave. Must take longer to shave. There's a lot more real estate to shave on a big fat neck like that.
All right, we got to take a break. We got $1,000 to give away pretty much between now and 7:30.
Mm-hmm.
Well, right after the break, the contest will officially be on. Okay, when you hear that sound we've been playing. Well, we played once this morning even to help you guys out. If you're the 10th caller, you're going to win $1,000. Stay there. It's Opie and Anthony. You're checking out the Opie and Anthony show.
Colin got quoted in the paper, the post for the roast. He had a very funny line about how old everybody was. He said it's not a who's who, it's a who's left.
Yeah.
Because the last woman most of these people were inside of was Beth Israel.
Which is a hospital, by the way, just to help everybody.
Oh, yeah.
No, because I told that same line to somebody over the weekend. I'm like, I don't get it. Who's Beth Israel?
Oh, God.
Oh, boy. It's a hospital. That's why that's really funny.
I like the other one, too. Joey Bishop was supposed to be here, but he took the easy way out.
Yeah.
Colin his head was down. I was looking at the monitor.
Yeah.
The stupid top of his head. It was like a Google Earth shot of his head. That idiot, his face in the paper. But he was really funny. He made fun of Rita Crosby's book. He's like, it's not exactly all the president's men, honey.
Hey, she's much better looking in person, by the way. Got to give her props.
Yeah.
I have got to give her backstage. She's not a bad looking woman when you see her face to face, on TV. I don't know what the TV's doing to her. She's not on MSNBC anymore, but
yeah, she did look better live than on TV. That's for sure.
And it was just very refreshing to be there. I mean, that's what comedy is supposed to be, what we saw.
Yep.
Simple as that. Just pure, no political correctness, no do-gooders, no lawyers, none of that crap.
Absolutely. A lot of C words.
Not one of those guys worried about offending anyone. Not a one. And I know there's a difference between that and radio to a certain extent.
Yeah, to a certain extent. I mean, the broadcast thing is one thing. It's all right. It's going over the air. But there's an argument that some of this material isn't appropriate anytime or anywhere. And that's what a lot of these people's arguments are. And, if there's one place it belongs, it's in a room like that with a bunch of people that understand what they're getting into. And nobody should be able to come in there and, start saying, you can't say this or that.
The only thing I don't like about the Friars Club is this is why I haven't joined. Is because when you go there, you got to wear they're like old school. You got to wear a suit jacket when you eat. I don't want to wear a suit jacket.
That is respect.
I don't like suit jackets.
The suit jacket. My father would wear a suit.
I don't hate that. My father would wear a suit in a tub. Bloody.
In the tub.
Should have worn an anchor in the lake. Dope.
My father.
My father.
Nothing but great memories, but then you realize the memories ended at 14.
Yeah.
The great ones anyway.
Punching you.
Right.
Punching you in the head.
I could have him on every day. That guy is really entertaining.
Oh.
He's a contradiction, that Pat Cooper.
He's a little much to deal with over the long haul. Like when we walked over from here over to satellite, over to XM, right when I got to the studio, he was already there, sitting in the chair in the studio, and I kind of like getting in there and setting stuff up, kind of taking a little breather before the show, and it was just Pat would talk to you and just and there was no time to do anything, so I'm just sitting there like, Pat's yelling. I have to acknowledge his yelling. Gave me no downtime.
Mm-hmm. All right.